Hey, you guys, I hope this, is good for you. I'm gonna wait for YouTube to gather a little audience. I'm gonna put some nice, which one is this? Let's put a little love oil on, shall we? Yes. I have these oils on the Detox Intuitive. They're wonderful. Mine's almost out. I'm almost out. I see my little cinnamon stick. They have crystals and essential oils, all organic, all that good stuff. Hey guys, it's been a while since I've done a late night. I have a very good reason. And I just ate, so my belly's full. And yeah, I wanted to hop on here with all of you. Should we play with the filters, or let's see what that one is. This one, do we like this? This is kind of dark. Or do we like the one before? Do we like the one before, or do we like this? Just go ahead and pick one for me. This one? Or do we like that one? This one's kind of blue, isn't it? And the other one's like black and white, right? I can't see the comments. I wonder if they're on. Interesting. So you guys, let's go with this. Oh, that one's kind of good too, isn't it? We'll just go with this. Welcome. If it's your first time here, welcome. Those of you who have not subscribed to the channel, welcome, and thank you for being here. I appreciate those of you who have subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much. A year ago, when I started this, I didn't think I would have 3 people, and you guys have been so gracious to me. I think I've only had, in 1 year, 2 people that I've had to delete off the channel. One I actually deleted tonight, and that's what prompted this video. And I'm gonna talk about really 3 things tonight, and I will pull a card for each of the signs as well. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Do hit the bell notification when you do subscribe, so you get all the notifications of when I go live. So the reason I decided to do tonight's video is you guys leave some of the most beautiful comments. On my other channel, Andrea Cox TV, my health and detox channel, you know, that channel has almost 4 million views. There's a lot of lovely comments there, but nothing like you guys leave over here. The comments you guys leave really touch my heart. Some of you guys share such intimate stories about what you've gone through. And I really feel like the things that you share with me are not only healing you, they also heal me, and they heal the people that read them. You guys share your stories about what you've gone through and your praise, and you guys are amazing. Let me take a drink of water real quick. So that brings me to why I'm shooting this. Over the past few weeks, there was someone commenting. She actually has a channel. She has 1 subscriber. She calls herself, I think it's the Gemini Club or something of that nature. And the comments she was leaving were horrific, talking about my looks and just horrific. And this is how the mind works. So I was like, God, why, who is this? Did I like date her boyfriend? Who is this? And I thought for sure it was someone who like, you know, like just didn't like me, you know, is it someone from the gym that I upset or something like that? Not at all. I actually went to her channel. I don't recognize the voice at all. And that just goes to show how much our mind can twist things into what they aren't, right? So as I'm reading this girl's horrific messages, like just like really accusatory comments and like, just all this absolute nonsense. I thought, wow, someone really has it in for me. No, the person doesn't even know me. So that just goes, the mind has a way of like twisting and turning things. And for me, I don't know about you guys, but I don't have time, like during the day, I don't have time to think about other stuff, right? So the only time I'm going to have a discussion like about someone else is if I'm actually on the phone or in person with that person, or even if I'm speaking to them in like a messenger type situation where, even if it's like not a real account, but I know who it really is, that's the only time I'm going to be really like, talking about a situation or a topic in like a manner, if it is derogatory, that needs to be addressed. But when I clicked on this girl's profile and I went to her channel, like I said, she has 1 subscriber. We all start with 1 subscriber. I mean, give people credit for starting and moving forward. It was absolutely mind-blowing because I left her up for quite a few weeks. I thought, okay, this is someone who doesn't like me, just let him vent. But then to find out that it's a person that I don't even know, I was like, wow. So what I want to say about that is people don't have time to think about other people. Most people don't. They don't have time to, I don't mean think about other people, but to worry about other people to the extent of causing problems in their lives. And if they do, they have a real problem within. So I want you guys, good evening, welcome. I want you guys to remember that as you go along your journey and you create problems in your head that don't even exist. So I work with a lot of female clients, and one of my female clients, she's my favorite client. You know who you are. She's doing my coaching program, and we've been working on like negative thought processes and how to turn those negative thought processes around. And I just find it so beautiful that my clients come to me at the very time that I'm working on the same lesson as they are. It's like we work through it together. It's such a healing experience, right? And so she is a lovely, lovely, lovely woman, very exotic, very different, not from here. And she is in separation from her love, and she has been working on her train of thought. And so I said, when I lived in Ohio, I used to listen to Louise Hay. You guys can look Louise Hay up. I'm sure many of you already know who Louise Hay is. I said I used to listen to her mantras, and I used to just repeat her mantra as she would say them. Back then there were CDs, and I would put it in my big CD player, and I lived in this big house by myself in Ohio. Some things never change. And I would just listen to that. And somewhere along the way, I got entangled in things, working through life lessons, and I lost that. So recently I've been listening to that again, and I've been listening to other positive things, just energetically uplifting things. And I got to tell you, if you are going through anything difficult, I would highly recommend you stop listening to like Tarot for a while and start listening to Jay Shetty or Louise Hay or anything uplifting you can find. Also, standing in front of a mirror, and women, if you wear makeup barefaced, and saying positive things to yourself is very powerful. So for me, it's like, looking in the mirror barefaced, first thing in the morning or before bed, or preferably both, and just saying, you are loved, you are beautiful, you are healthy, you are abundant, you are worthy of love. That is so powerful, right? Those words are so very powerful. So try that. Try it first thing when you wake up. Try it before you go to bed. Just try it. Oh my God, that's so good. I'm so dehydrated. I made these things on Facebook Live, these little healthy balls, and they're a little dehydrating. So another thing I wanted to talk about is, this is kind of like class tonight, but I am going to pull some cards for you. But I do have, well, I don't want to say that out loud. I was going to say I do have, I'll just keep that to myself. Another thing I wanted to say to you is, there is a real need for many people in this world to learn detachment. What do I mean by detachment? Detachment is being able to emotionally detach from a person, a home, a situation, anything that maybe isn't for our highest good, in order to find forgiveness in our heart, even if it's to open the lines of communication to help someone else get rid of their bitterness and anger. I hope that made sense to you. So I'm going to say that one more time. There is a real need to learn and practice detachment in order for us to learn and embrace forgiveness, in order to, even if it's to open the lines of communication with people that hold bitterness and anger towards us. That's imperative. That's also imperative if you do have people in your sphere that may not want the highest good for you, that may be sending you negative energy, that may be doing things that invade your privacy or something of that nature. Because what that does is your forgiveness helps them forgive, right? So recently I had a few people that were communicating with me, and they weren't communicating with me as themselves. It was from an alternate account, because in the past I would have just Queen of Swords, I would have just cut it off. And if you could, I don't know who this is, but maybe 1 or 2 comments is fine. But like, your comments are like really, it's dark in here. It's like I appreciate your comments, but your comments look like paragraphs that are coming every 5 seconds. If you could, thank you. And so what I did is I got out a lot of my anger and resentment, and then I felt free. But then I also reached back to this person and told them that I wanted them to be free as well. You're welcome. You're very welcome. I think it's Rhonda. I can't see this far away. And so when you do that, you help people heal. Because I want to tell you something. A lot of times when someone is upset with you, it's not you they're arguing with. It's not you they have the problem with. It can be their mother. It can be their grandmother. It can be the teacher in school that screamed at them and turned their desk over every time they dropped a pencil. It can be, people go through stuff when they're little, and they hold on to it. Some people are never taught how to do the work, or never taught how to process their feelings. I mean, in my house, it was differently. We just hashed things out vocally, loudly, and very, openly. And so, all of us communicate easily. Not every person was raised that way. Not every person has that type of mind, or, a lot of people, some people who are more techie, they have a tendency to not be able to open their heart and communicate as easily. So those of you who don't know, one of the reasons that I've been on here less is I have been interacting with someone. So just want to let you know that. I definitely will not do public displays of affection ever. I've learned my lesson not to share my personal relationships on social media. You guys won't know if I'm married. You guys wouldn't know anything. But that's one of the reasons. But one thing I'm learning is that not everybody is as expressive and open and as blunt as me. You know, I'll talk to strangers on the street, you know, and some respond, some don't. But not everybody was raised in a really communicative household. So remember that. Another thing I want to say is something that it's kind of astrological related or sign related. And a lot of you probably don't know this, but two things. So it's important to know your Vedic chart, your Western chart, and also your Chinese sign. That's good. I'm a dragon, so, but it's important to know that. And the reason I say that is this. So your sun sign is just kind of where the planets were when you were born. Your rising sign is how people see you, how people perceive you. So I'm a Pisces, but my rising is Scorpio. So people see me as a Scorpio. I don't know if that's good or bad. Scorpios are supposed to be really sexy, but they're also supposed to be dark. So, and your moon sign is how you are when you're upset or when things in your life aren't really going the best. So also Scorpio. Now, I want to talk about the North and South Node too. And the reason it's important to know your Western and your Vedic is because, like, I have a totally different rising in Vedic. I'm a Libra rising in Vedic, which is completely different than being a Pisces with a Scorpio moon and a Scorpio rising. Also, I'm a Pisces Venus, which is the way we love in Western, so I'm a lover. And I'm an Aquarius Venus in Vedic, so, you know, things switch. I also want to talk about the North and South Node because people have a huge misconception about this. So, if you have, so Saturn is definitely a person from a past life. Your Saturn placement says a lot about like the people in your life, past life, etc. So if you have, if you're sitting there watching and your Saturn is in Pisces, you know, maybe we were in a past life together. If Saturn is also your teacher, it's who teaches you things in life. Your North and your South Node is very important. So your South Node is also past life, but it's past life karma. And it's not always easy when we interact with people from that sign, right? So I'll give an example, and they oppose, right? So my South Node is in Taurus, and my North Node is in Scorpio. So if you have a lot of people say like your twin flame, they'll be like your North Node or your North Node will be their moon sign or some crazy shit like that. Okay, I don't necessarily believe that. But I do want to say this. I do want to say that your North Node, it's not the sign you should go towards. It's the energy. So let me explain this. So my South Node is in Taurus, my North Node is in Scorpio. What does that mean? Your South Node, so South Node being in Taurus, Taurus is religion, it's structure, it's frickin' military. It's like, you know, it's like cookie cutter, right? It's kind of like we've moved out of the age of Aquarius and we've moved out of the age of Pisces and we're moving into the age of Aquarius. We are not there yet. We're stuck in the middle. And the reason we're stuck in the middle and how you can know this and is because there is still a lot of like under boot shit going on, right? We just saw the guy that, don't even get me started, the guy that hung himself in prison and all the pedophile stuff that was going on. Don't even get me started about all that. But anyway, there's still a lot of hidden, you know, there's still a lot of stuff going on. We know this. Let me get back on track here. So, being as my South Node is in Taurus, I have been like the good girl all my life, like kind of. But my North Node is in Scorpio. So your North and South Node are polar opposites, right? Cancer, Capricorn, Taurus, Scorpio, polar opposites. So if someone had like the opposite North and South Node as me opposing, that's a real strong also past life tie, because you're opposites, you help each other grow, etc. Anyway, let me get back to this. So I have an appendage to Taurus. Like when I meet Taurus, I love Taurus women, but when I meet Taurus men, it's like, it's like, stay away, because I feel like they try to control me and I don't like that. It's the Hierophant, it's military, it's control, right? But when I meet Scorpios now, I'm just like, okay, you know, like, hey. And the reason that is because I'm going more towards my Scorpio energy. And you guys who have been with the channel have watched me go from very goody two-shoes, good girl, to literally showing you how to do candle magic on one of the videos. You know, I was just like, I give 0 fucks about what people think about me. And that has been something that I really, really struggled to, well, I don't think I ever really struggled with it, to be honest with you, but I was in a relationship with someone who had a really judgmental family, and that was super hard to be around. And I think that helped drive me towards my Scorpio North Node. And also, I'm proud to say that it hasn't affected my health business at all. It's actually helped it. I just came out in the Del Mar Times, the Union Tribune, and the, there was one last week, San Diego Voyager. For those of you who don't know, I have a detox business, and the two go very well together because our issues live in our tissues. And I believe and have always preached and believed that if we do not clean up our internal house, our third eye cannot open. I almost belched, you guys, just there. That would have been so funny. So it's vitally important that we work on these things, right? The juicing, going plant-based, going vegan. I was so happy to see Your Angelic Karma bring this up in a few of her videos, like taking care of your health. I was like, yes, she is like such a light. Her and Queen of Cups Tarot are like, in my opinion, holy grail of these videos. But what I wanted to tell you guys is, don't get confused about the North and South Node. It doesn't mean you have to date your North Node. It means that is the type of energy you should be moving towards. So if someone had Taurus as their North Node, I'm sorry, you guys, Lewis needs out. Duty calls. Hold on one second. Sorry, that dog does that just to get my attention, and then I get to the door and he's like, no, I changed my mind. So what I was saying is, it doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't mean you're supposed to like date your North Node. It means you adopt that energy, right? So I'm adopting a more darker energy. And here's another thing. And this is another reason I love your angelic karma. I love that she calls people out on this. She was the first person I started listening to because she's very blunt. A lot of people probably can't handle her bluntness. Please let her know I mentioned her. If people get offended or overly sensitive or they use the word empathic when people talk about dark things that go on, or people, you know, mention negative things, especially if it's something negative someone has actually done, that is a person that has a long way to go. They do. They have a lot of work to do. I used to be like that. I used to actually go like this. I'm not kidding. I've done this in relationships. If someone was saying something I didn't like, are you guys ready for this? This is what I would do. I would go, na, 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 and I would like plug my ears and start like making noise so I didn't have to hear it. That's how sensitive I was. I'm not just a triple water sign. I'm like a quadruple water sign. I've got Cancer in the 4th house. So I'm a Pisces sun, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising, Cancer in the 4th house, Pisces Venus, Scorpio north node, Scorpio Saturn placement, Cancer's in one other placement I forget, Scorpio's in another placement I forget. But I also have Libra in quite a few places balancing me out, and I have Aquarius and Gemini. And I'm on the cusp of Aries, so I've got that fire trine, that I've got, is it two water trines in my chart, and I think one fire trine, I'm not sure about that. But what I wanted to say to you guys is this: if someone can't handle your dark, they should not have your light. If someone can't handle your dark, they should not have your light. Let's get into this real quick because I've still got a night ahead of me. So let's just do a quick read for earth, air, fire, and water. Let me pull out the chair for Lewis. There you go, baby. You're not getting up here. We're not catching you on fire tonight. Okay, Lewis is up. It's up here. Aw, he laid down right behind the camera. Good boy. Good boy. I know you guys feel better knowing that he's on the table. It's bringing you good luck. Okay. Ooh, I feel like that's water. We're going to do earth, water, air, fire. So earth signs, you get rhodochrosonite. This is like a good stone for you. Be gentle with yourself. You've been through a lot and need time to heal and recover. So she's holding a rhodochrosonite. So that would be an ideal stone for you to wear. I love these interchangeable stone holders. Okay. Water signs, sodalite. Socialize or join in. Make healthy and supportive new friendships. Add connections by getting involved with a group of like-minded people. I love this. Does this include the late night Leo? I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. No, I think I need to find a group of people. Okay. Earth, water, air. Air, this was in reverse, so let's turn it upright. Chariot, spiritual protection. You are being watched over and protected physically, emotionally, and energetically. So since this was in reverse, I would say maybe do some more sage baths, or even just Epsom salt and sage, or anything that protects you. Also getting a citrine and putting it on your nightstand to absorb your worries, because I think you're worried about something. I can assure you, air signs, there is nothing for you to worry about. Fire signs, Moldavite. Okay. Unconventionality. Your unique qualities are an important part of your life purpose. It's okay to feel and be different from others. So let's do some just intuitive messages. I feel like this would be especially for like earth or air, but could be for anyone. Could even be for fire, water. So some of you could have like a landscape business. Maybe it's not a good time of year for you, or it could be your husband or someone. Maybe things have slowed down. Maybe you're in a cold area, possibly like Philadelphia or like Midwest, New York, something like that. You could also be healing. Some of you could be healing from a Gemini. We have the Lovers, or a really close connection. Some of you could have just gotten hair in, I wanted to say. I don't buy hair. This is actually my own hair. But some of you could have gotten braids done or something today, or you're getting those this weekend. Some of you could have gotten roses from someone, flowers. This could be for any of the signs. Earth signs, I think you're in an ending. I also think if you're going to be traveling, you're going to meet someone. You meet like a soulmate or something. Water signs, you have the Lovers. You also have a King of Swords. You also have Five of Wands, so you might be fighting with someone, wanting reciprocity in a situation, but I'm a triple water sign, and I don't feel like I'm not in a relationship with an air sign. I think I'm getting into a relationship with someone, but definitely not an air sign. But some of you water signs could be fighting for maybe reciprocity in a situation because something was done that was pretty shady. So it's for some of you. Could involve a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, so we have air. Knight of Wands, that in and out. I love it. Seven of Wands, taming that dragon. Five of Cups, moving out of your emotions from the past, feeling victorious. It is like the fruitless victory. Some of you could be communicating back and forth with a Virgo or someone you feel is blindfolded in a situation. They're not. Someone is not blindfolded in a situation. Someone knows exactly what has went on. I feel like someone just wants paid for their trouble. Let's go on to fire signs. 10 of Pentacles. I love it. 10 of Pentacles. Fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sag. So 10 of Pentacles for me, it is a money card. It is like awesome money, but it also, I've been drawing this with someone that I'm interested in lately, just like, okay, how does this person feel about me? And I get the 10 of Pentacles. So 10 of Pentacles is like the everything card. Like they feel like you're like, yeah. So also 9 of Wands, a little bit guarded or afraid that someone's going to guard themselves against you. You also might be dealing with someone, fire signs. You might be dealing with an Empress. Ooh, Empress and the Star and the Hanged Man. Could be dealing with a Pisces, an Aquarius, or a Taurus, or someone that takes on these properties. Empress is a little spoiled. Star card, someone who gets a lot of attention or who people look up to. The Hanged Man is the card of Pisces, so it could be someone who's been in stagnation for a while, or this could be you, fire signs. Or you could be healing a broken heart or dealing with someone that has healed over a Page of Pentacles. Wow. So if they see the person that they're healing with, fire signs, as a Page of Pentacles, they don't see them as much. You could also be dealing with someone who's extremely intuitive. Let's do an overall energy of, oh, I wanted to make an announcement to you guys. So the 2020 year in review readings are up. I'm going to be offering them for 3 weeks. And then after the 3 weeks, I'm just going to take it down because things are going to get busy with the holidays. But for the next 3 weeks, you can order the 2020 year in review. It's about an hour and 15-minute reading. It's super good. Go to thedetoxintuitive.com, click on spiritual gifts and offerings, choose your reading, and go from there. Also, the spiritual fasting retreat is coming up in December, and you can book on andreacox.com, and it's going to be 5 days here in San Diego. I just met a breath worker the other day. She's wonderful. A breath worker. We're going to have meditation every morning, crack of dawn. We're going to have our yoga instructor, Trevor. I don't know if I'm going to use Trevor. I don't know who I'll use yet. It's a coin toss between 3 people. So we'll have yoga, and we'll have, I'll begin your fast with a raw vegan meal, and I will break. Oh, it's awesome. You should come. Life-changing, very life-changing. I will break your fast with a raw vegan meal, and you'll be juicing in between. Everything is organic, everything is living foods, etc. And I'll be doing readings there. I'll also be teaching a class every evening for like an hour and a half on health detoxification. Most people drop about 10 pounds, 10 to 15 pounds while they're there. So in just 5 days, and it's really nice because like the whites of your eyes are like glowing, and you just are all dewy and glowy by the end of the 5 days. So that's always lovely. What else? Let's do an overall energy. So unfortunately the retreat button on the Detox Intuitive is not working, but on andreacox.com, if you click on work with me and the drop down menu comes down, you can get one there. I'll post all the links in the description box below this video for all of you. So overall energy for earth signs. Bless your heart. Reach out for emotional and spiritual support to heal and mend your heart, Ruby. Earth signs, if you have heavy earth placements, I feel like you weren't vulnerable with the person, or maybe they weren't vulnerable with you, or I think there needs to be some introspection. I do think someone had the same feelings as you. So if that helps you move through this space, I just think things were handled a bit wrong. I feel for some people, you sabotage situations by not trusting and maybe being a little too prying into people's private life a little too much. For others of you, it could have been the opposite. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying what I see. Water signs. Calcite. I just was saying I need a calcite for my nightstand. Busy times and multitasking. Take charge of your schedule during the busy time and honestly assess your underlying reasons for being busy. Okay, so someone doesn't feel you manage your time right, water signs, and you're also dealing with someone that needs to let themselves feel all their emotions. Someone doesn't feel into their emotions, but you've already picked up on them. Okay, so someone around you or someone in the past doesn't feel like you manage your time right. But I think you felt energy. Water signs are extremely intuitive. They represent, like Pisces is the most intuitive sign, people say. And, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio pick up their emotions. They represent cups of emotions. So I think, welcome, you guys. Thanks for joining. So for me, when I know someone is looking in on me or in the back of my stuff or something, I won't do anything. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna sit here and do nothing. So I'll hit snooze for a year if you're in my business, So that's how water signs are. So I noticed with me recently, when I got people out of my energy field that didn't know that didn't have a reason being there, I became extremely abundant as soon as I got them out of my sphere, right? Because I am someone who is extremely energy sensitive. And if I feel like people are like, you know, not coming to me in a upfront, authentic way, or if someone's like looking in or judging me, I won't remain busy. I won't multitask. Water signs also, there's a clear message here that if you delegate, things will be much better for you. But you need to find a team you can trust, not like a group of people that are not out for your highest good or not upfront and authentic with you. Okay, let's do air sign. You know what, I was saying fire, so let's do fire signs. Life lessons. You can break free from reoccurring negative patterns by praying to know the lesson and the blessing they contain. I feel some of you are repeating a pattern, fire signs, that you've repeated, sun, moon, or rising, by the way, for a very long time. Like something that you know is energetically draining to other people and draining to your relationships. So you're making a conscious decision to change that pattern, and that's really beautiful. And then we have control issues right behind that. So utilize your God-given strength and power instead of fearing that others may try to control you. Okay, well, that makes sense because I'm on the cusp of fire and I feel like people try to control me and I hate it. Therefore, what happens when you feel that way? Then you try to control. Okay. Stay strong in your faith also. Dolomite. She's so pretty. Okay, let's do air signs. So air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What do they need to work on? Value your self-worth. You are God's precious gem, diamond. Okay, so I feel like I can safely speak on behalf of air signs because that's the only signs I've been in relationships, long relationships with too. I think that air signs that haven't had like a solid upbringing, and what do I mean by a solid upbringing? Well, two things. Either they've been brought up, you know, maybe verbally thrashed and then, you know, had gifts thrown at them to, you know, make up for the problem or what have you. Those are the air signs with, or any sign with a really low self-esteem that really need to work on loving themselves before anything else. Loving themselves, telling themselves they are worthy, looking up when they walk around, looking up. Because a lot of signs, not just air signs, but all signs, a lot of people will get in their ego. I've done it too, when they're not feeling good about themselves and they'll put their ego first, right? So, and then, you know, later on the self-esteem issue comes out. Now, I also think that people can be brought up in a household with very little communication and really high expectations and high standards, and then they can place those high expectations, those ridiculously, unbelievably high expectations on other people, and it can ruin their whole situation. So take it as you will. Little lessons to live by, right? All right, you guys, I love you lots, and all of you have a really good night. Okay, bye.